Josh Furs again. We're at Combat Insiders. Nick Portella right over here to the side of me. Please check us out. We launched our new website, combatinsidersmedia.com. Please go check it out. All of our videos, all of our social media. You're going to find everything really in just one nice little, tight little package. So on Skype, join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, John Owen, co-founder of Jab Apparel. Our buddy here, he's one of the big sponsors, made all the fight gear for the MMA Pro League guys, and just did an awesome job, man, and just amazing work. Johnny, what's going on, buddy?
How are you, brothers?
Hey, man.
We're good.
We're doing good, man. We're doing excellent. How are you?
This is mad. All the way in the UK, it's just after 5 p.m. in the evening, and I'm talking to me two best buddies in America over the pond there, Combat Insiders.
Hey, man, the feeling mutual, man. So, Jab Apparel, you got some big things coming up, man. It's like, you know, it seems like you're kind of, like you were telling us, we were talking in Atlantic City, it seemed like things just kind of took off really fast for you, and I guess just kind of explain how you kind of got the whole Jab Apparel thing started, and, you know, where do you see it kind of taking off from here?
Yeah, I've obviously been around the fight game for many years myself. I've done Muay Thai myself, a bit of boxing. Family members have boxed. My uncles have boxed in the Navy. It's in the blood. Yeah. So this year, 2018, the start of the year, I sat and I thought, what can I do? Because I was going to boxing events, I was going to MMA events. I like to get to as many events as I possibly can. Yeah. But I wanted to bring something out that was a little bit different, a little bit stylish. And I sat there and I thought, every time you hear commentary, whether it's in MMA, boxing, or anything, even if you're just going down to the gym to keep fit, you always hear the word jab, and it just rolled off the end of the tongue. So basically, originally I was going to call it jab, stick and move, because that's like a sentence in itself. Yeah. So you jab and then you stick and move and bob and weave, and then obviously my two partners, Duncan and Mike, we sort of got together, and then we came up with Jab Apparel, and here we are now. So we're fairly new, we're fairly young, we're hungry for it. We want to bring something different. Are we going to be an Under Armour? I don't know. We probably will be, and hopefully bigger and better. But at the same time, I'm not in a sprint. Jab Apparel's in a marathon, and we're here to stay. We want to get it right and do things the right way. So yeah, it's for the love of the sport.
I got to ask, man, too, and especially being new, who designed the logo? The logo is like the key selling point, and yours is, it's not overly flashy, It's right to the point. It's pretty much perfect. How did we get the glove with the word jab in it?
So Duncan, who's obviously one of the co-founders as well, owns his own media business. So he designs websites, he designs logos, etc. He came back and he came down with obviously a couple of options where we still had the thumb of the glove, because a lot of people don't know, but if you look at Jab Apparel, where the J's, that's more or less like the cuff of the glove. Any glove, could be an MMA glove, it could be a boxing glove. And obviously the A and the B are like the glove part. So yeah, Duncan, I call him the wizard, because his ideas are absolutely fantastic, and he's always forward thinking of what else we can come up with. So yeah, Duncan, hats off to Duncan for that one. He came up with that. And as soon as I seen it and Mike seen it, we were like, wow. It's
done deal.
Done deal. Don't even have to talk about it. And I wanted to try and come up with something different, as well as, we've got Jab Apparel down the arm and down the side of our pants. So it's a bit more different, it's different. So that's what we came up with, and that was all Duncan's idea, to be honest.
Shout out to Duncan. What?
Yeah, big Duncan, man. Honest, I call him the wizard.
So, how did you guys get hooked up with MMA Pro League? How did that all come about?
Josh, it was absolutely mad. Obviously, we're on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, we got a message on Twitter, and obviously I looked at it and I thought, that can't be the real Mark Taffet. I've grown up watching the fights that he used to put on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The likes of Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
I've been up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK to watch them with my dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not the real Mark Taffet. So yeah, he sent us a message. He'd seen us on social media, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sort of messages and stuff that we're putting out was getting about. And he just asked to speak to somebody. So I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was maybe a troll. I thought it was maybe just somebody taking the mick. But no, yeah, he passed his details. We hooked up. We spoke on the phone, and I had to double check that I was actually speaking to the Mark Taffet, which I was. And then the dialogue went on from there, really. And like I said, I've always, been upfront and personal. We're doing this all out of our own pockets. We've got day jobs.
Yeah.
So we're doing the grind during the day, and we're doing the grind during the day for Jab Apparel and on a night to make it successful. I told this to Mark, and he was more than willing to help us progress that, and that's how we got involved with MMA Pro League.
And I'll tell you what, man, the feedback, because we got the interviews with the fighters off the scale, and they were all they loved it. They loved their kits, they loved their warm-ups, they loved their fight gear. Yes. That's all everybody was talking about. And unfortunately, you will know for the next one, I don't know how many people asked, where can I buy that shirt? Where can I buy that fight kit? And the killer, where are the jerseys? I don't know. I mean, I wrote an article. I think it's partially my fault that people thought there were jerseys, but it's coming. This is going to be something.
Hey, John, is the expression selling like hotcakes? Is that over there in the UK? You know that expression?
Yeah. Selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, well, they would have sold like some fucking hotcakes, bro. If you would have brought that shit over, they would have sold like hotcakes.
Definitely, and I mean, obviously, as the first show went, we like anything, MMA Pro League will have little teething problems that they can get right the next time, or they maybe haven't.
Yeah.
And Jab Apparel as partners, and supplying the kit, we can sort that out for the next show. It's a lessons learned. But one thing we are doing is, like I said on the interview when I was over there, is we are working with Mark and that to look at if we can bring out the jerseys, the tops, for a specific line for MMA Pro League. But on top of that, the gear that MMA Pro League fighters are wearing, it's the same gear just with Jab Apparel on. So it's our gear, it's the same quality, it's the same stuff, and it's reasonably priced. It's not overpriced, and it's quality stuff that you can wear on an average day out with the family, if you go to kick it with mates, or you're going down to the gym, or whatever. So there's, it's not just for fighters, it's for fight fans, it's for, people that just want to wear comfy gear and look smart.
Well, I tell you what, man, it looks good. The hoodie looks pretty good, man. So I love, like I said, those colors you were wearing at the show that Saturday, the maroon and the gold.
Limited edition, the only one.
I'm telling you.
Limit.
I mean, it all looks good. I like the red and the white. I like the black and the white. I mean, everything I've seen so far, man. No bullshit. It all looks really good. It really does.
It is. It's quality stuff. It's we're looking to kind of, as we go along, like any business and any brand, you want to keep expanding. You want to keep bringing new stuff out.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that it's high end stuff. It's comfortable. And it's durable, and that's what we're doing. I like it. It's great to get the feedback off the fighters because they're the ones wearing it, they're the ones training in it.
Yeah.
And when you've got the likes of Daniel Gracie telling you that the stuff's great, and he wants to speak to us about kitting his gym out. That's like different level stuff, man. That's like
Daniel Gracie took my hat.
He did.
I had a hat. He jacked my hat.
He did. When Daniel Gracie asks for a hat, you've got to give him that, man.
I can't even be mad about it. And the other hat, who else left out of there besides Britton Hart from Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, Nick.
Ooh.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. And Britton Hart from Bare Knuckle Boxing left out of there wearing Jab Apparel hat. Daniel Gracie, so what am I going to do? Wrestle him for the hat? Forget it. He could just have the hat. But it was really cool. And like I said, even the guys that I talked to, in passing in the hotel and stuff, with the fight kit stuff aside, just the hoodies and sweatshirts and stuff, they were overly impressed with what came out. I guess because sometimes they get stuff and the quality's not there, because it's for the fight. But our man Johnny, he don't bring no garbage. He brings the goods.
So obviously, we haven't heard a official date yet for the next MMA Pro League show. Man, I think we're all sick. Did we all get sick while we were in Atlantic City, or have you been sick since you came from the States?
Yeah, man. I wasn't when I landed back. I was fine. I wasn't jet lagged. There wasn't anything. I was quite cool. But the last couple of days, man, it's hit us. I think it's like the come down after the big show because I was dead excited to come over. See me brand on all them fighters and in the cage, and it was a big event. Meeting you guys was awesome. Meeting everybody, Renzo and all the guys, it's fantastic. Meeting Mark in person after all the conversations. So I think it's like anything. If you're coming off a bit of a, normal high, a bit of a high, and then you come back and it's like back to reality, back to work.
Yeah, I was
doing
telling
what
Nick.
you need to do.
I was telling Nick when I woke up in the hotel room on Sunday morning before I left to come back, to my neck of the woods. My throat was on fire. I couldn't breathe. My nose, all of, kind of like my whole sinus area was just, it just felt like it was just pressure. But anyway, no one wants to hear about that. But no, I've been sick, and then Nick was sick, and then you're sick, and it's just, I'm just curious. Anyway, so. Obviously, we don't know a specific date yet. We don't know anything official for the next MMA Pro League, but
I've heard November.
We've heard November,
but that's a rumor.
Speculation.
That's a rumor I'm hearing.
Speculation. Can we expect our man, Mr. Braveheart himself, to be there? Are you going to be down when?
I'm hoping to be. That's I want to try and be there as. If we're there and we're still obviously going to partner up with them, then I want to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
I want to be there. It's my, it's our brand, myself, Duncan and Mike. So to represent and be there is amazing. I wouldn't have missed the first show, even if my arm was hanging off. I'd have been there. So definitely, I want to be over there. I want to be part of it and help build our brand in America, because I think our brand suits the States. I think people will like it. I think people will love it. Even if you're just wearing a snapback or a trucker cap, or a hoodie or some joggies or whatever, we've got everything that suits everybody. We've got men's, ladies, and kids. So we've got a Jab Junior line for kids of all ages. So if kids are going into the gym, you can kick your kids out, get them in the gym. Make them look cool. So we cater for everybody. We're not just sticking to one certain colour. We're going to refine stuff as we build as a brand, like that limited edition that Nick was trying to get off my back.
Hell, I was trying to take it off of him. I'm waiting for the Jab rash guard to come out.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at next. We're looking at the Jab rash guards and stuff like that. So we're looking at some other stuff which we're not just about boxing, we're about boxing MMA. So we're looking at shin guards, head guards, groin guards, MMA fight gloves. We've done the MMA shorts for MMA Pro. So they were done. Big shout out to Shop the Gone from Dublin there. They're my friends in Dublin who hooked me up with some of them. So it's we're going in the right direction. Like you say, we just want to take our time and build it up and get it to the right place.
Well, speaking of, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead if you had a question.
I was going to say, plus, what's the best way to meet? We had our big meeting of the minds at 1:30 in the morning inside the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You can't beat that, man.
That was pretty special, guys. That was pretty special.
It was.
Definitely. Cool. I'll never forget that.
That was
for a long time. That was good.
But so speaking of Ireland, let's take the business caps off for a second. Let's put our fan caps on. Speaking of Ireland, we got a huge fight coming up. Conor and Khabib, obviously. I guess let's talk about it, man. Who do you like in that fight?
Well, me personally, obviously, I've been a massive fan of McGregor since he was in like Cage Warriors and all back in the day. So I've watched his career coming through. So yeah, I'm a Conor man. Khabib obviously is dangerous, but you know, in the same sense, so is Conor. Conor's an excellent striker. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
So I think if he gets him early and he gives him a good jab, let's say, or a good uppercut or a good right overhand, then it's game over. So I think Conor will probably come in to try and get rid of him pretty quick. I think that'll be the game plan. Because if it goes the full distance, I think Conor may struggle.
What do you think, Nick?
As much as I don't want to think this, I'm saying McGregor inside of 3 rounds. I agree with Johnny, man. If it goes to the deep waters,
yeah,
I'm not saying he can't hang, but Khabib's got a gas tank for days. His wrestling is top level. I really think Conor's going to come back, make a splash, and I think he's going to get it done.
You know what I would almost like to address, and I think it's interesting, and I don't know if me and you, Nick, have talked about it before, but Conor McGregor, there's an interesting dichotomy about Conor McGregor and like the whole MMA world. It's almost like when you go to endorse Conor McGregor, you almost have to preface it. It's almost like it's a bad word. It's almost like it's almost like you're ready. Someone's going to make fun of you for, oh, I like Conor McGregor. It's really weird. It's the hate that he gets, and it's almost like as much of a bandwagon as he had as he came up. I'm pretty sure like there's just as big of a bandwagon against him. It's interesting to me. You almost have to like, well, I'm a Conor McGregor fan, or I want Conor McGregor to win, but it's really weird. I don't know. I was listening to Michael Bisping talk about this the other day, and he brought out a really good point. He talked about how most people are looking at this from one of two ways. Most people are looking at it as obviously, one, Conor has to be able to stuff the takedowns. Okay, that's number one. Number two is Khabib. There's no way he's going to be able to stand and, with his weird head movement like he did with Iaquinta, back in March. There's no way Conor's going to eat him up. And I think Bisping brought up a good point. Is he thinks they're going to be a lot more balanced in all the areas, a lot more than we were giving either of them credit for. I think it's crazy to think that, Khabib hasn't been training for this fight, screw just the last 2 months. They've been knowing they're going to fight each other for a long time. Like, we knew it was coming eventually, right? Like, we knew this isn't something that's happened in the last couple of months. This isn't something like that. Conor's known that he's going to fight Khabib since he fought Mayweather. If you don't think that he's been training since then for this fight, I think you're crazy, and I think my prediction, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I don't know because I like Conor, but I think a lot of people. I don't know, man. I think people are underestimating Khabib's stand-up, and I think people are underestimating Conor's. Oh, did we lose him? You still see Johnny?
We lost him. No, it says we lost him.
Johnny. Hold on. He didn't like my Conor McGregor rant.
I think he disconnected. Oh, there he is.
Johnny.
Hello.
There he is.
We're waiting on you.
He's back.
I'm back.
We thought maybe you got mad at my Conor McGregor rant for a second.
No, man. I'm with you all the way on that one.
You know what, though? No matter what, he's good for the sport. I am not a McGregor fan.
Yeah.
But he's good for the sport, whether I'm going to see him win or going to see him lose, but everybody's going to see him.
Everybody's
man.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's good. Even the Dolly incident. Come on, man. That was the first thing in the promo video. And Dana White said the reason it's in there is because it's part of the story.
Absolutely.
which is part of the story.
So if you think about it, right, when you think about it, when all that situation happened,
right?
Dana went on and he was going, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to have a future in the UFC. We might fall out, blah, blah, blah. That was never going to happen.
No,
never.
No.
Because, if you have a look at that press conference, Dana White's there drinking his whiskey.
He was. And what was crazy, what I thought was crazy, the craziest thing about the whole press conference was Khabib scary calm?
Yeah.
All he kept saying was, I don't care. We're going to fight October 6th.
Yeah.
That's it. Connor's over there yelling, I stay on bus, all this stuff. And
dude, that
Khabib's
shit was hilarious.
It was brilliant, man.
I stay on bus.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was hilarious.
I feel like
and how about too? Did anybody catch? I don't know if you remember, like years ago, somebody asked Dana White, "Would you ever have, somebody co-promote the show with you?" He said, "Absolutely not." What were some of the words they were talking about?
Proper 12,
Yes.
co-promoting.
Proper 12, McGregor Promotions. It's being co-promoted.
I almost feel like it puts McGregor at a disadvantage.
You think so?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a McGregor fan. How could I? I'm a Nate Diaz fan.
Yeah.
I'm Ward Diaz all the way. But when you're fighting in probably, we could say this is the biggest fight of Khabib's career. That's fair.
Yeah.
The whole red panty night thing, it's real.
Yeah.
But does that mentally wear you down when you're looking at your fight card and the guy you're fighting, his promotion, his whiskey is part of the promotion? You know what I mean? I think anything short of Khabib finishing him doesn't end in his favor. I think he needs to finish that fight for it. I mean, you can't have the promoter lose. You know what I mean? If you maul him on the ground and knock him unconscious, there's nothing you could do about that.
So speaking of Nate Diaz too, there's been a lot of talk just today, the last 24 hours really, about the whole Nate Diaz Poirier thing, about it possibly being for the 165-pound title. Now, the interesting part is they both had their own separate tweets talking about it, but then Dana still flat out refuses it, says it couldn't be further from the truth. What the hell's going on?
Ariel Helwani, what was he reporting? That Gustafson, Yoel Romero is a possibility at light heavyweight.
Yes.
But in my mind, unless there's a title involved, like we've talked about, is Poirier Diaz is huge to headline. That's a headlining fight.
Well,
even without a
Ariel did say it's possible that the Yoel and Gustafson fight could be for the interim, or for he didn't rule out for the title in general, because we don't know. DC may drop the belt. He may decide after all, even though he said he was going to defend at 205, he might say, you know what, I'm liking this whole heavyweight gig. I'm not cutting that weight no more. It's quite possible.
But the reality isn't, I mean, barring Tony Ferguson in the mix, does the winner of Poirier Diaz, don't they deserve the winner of a fight that magnitude? Don't you think they're the next title shot? If it's at 155, let's say the 165 thing's a rumor, it doesn't happen. I mean, wouldn't the obvious be? I mean, Poirier, since he fought McGregor, has been just rolling through the line. Everybody, he's destroying people in his path. So it would only be fair to him if he wins to get a title shot. There's not much left out there for him.
I think that's tough, man, because with Tony Ferguson, when he got hurt, he was the interim champion. It's real tough because I think if he straight up demolishes and just murks Anthony Pettis, you'd also have another pretty good argument because he was the interim champion, got hurt, lost the belt. Like you said, where does he fit in too? Because it's an interesting situation because let's say Nate, I guess technically it really doesn't matter, but let's say in your ideal situation, let's say Nate goes in there and just destroys Dustin Poirier, right? I mean, let's just say he I don't know, fucking rolls him up, taps him out. I don't know, just fucking murks his ass. Let's say that happens, right? And then let's say on the same card, I mean, not the same card, but let's say on the Conor card, you got Tony Ferguson. Let's say he straight up murks Anthony Pettis? Or maybe do you have those two guys fight, and then maybe I mean I don't know. It's an interesting situation that we have, because I think we have a couple guys. There's 3 or 4 guys. I think with a really really impressive victory, could be a viable option. For
and they're all top 10. They're all top 10 guys.
Yeah.
Nate moved from 5 to 10 because of the time off.
Yeah.
Ferguson, I think, still is number 1. Poirier should be number 2. You know what I mean? They're all right. They're all right in the mix.
Who do you like for Nate and Poirier, John?
I've always been. I like Nate as well, because he's got a heart of a lion. He's a true warrior, isn't he? Them battles with Conor were just unbelievable. That's two big warriors there getting in and slugging it, and blood and guts everywhere. So I take my hat off to anybody. I'm not a professional fighter. I fought at amateur level and stuff like that, but it's like, these guys get in. That's their job. They're putting their life on the line, and they're slugging. So anyone that gets in a cage, a ring, you've got to take your hat off to them, whatever level. But I mean, Nate is one hell of an MMA mixed martial artist. He's different level.
I guess, what other big stuff we got coming? Okay, so we got obviously the rest of the 230 card, but I think we could probably go on all day about that one. But I guess let's jump to what's another big thing? The Bellator heavyweight title tournament, right? So we got the 2 semifinals. So we got Chael and Fedor, and then we got Bader. We got Bader and Mitrione, right? I tell you, my ideal situation for that is I want to see Chael. I want to see Chael, and I want to see Bader. I want to see Chael versus Bader as the finals, and I want to see look at Nick. And I want to see Chael take it. And I tell you, it's more of a Chael's he's never won a title, at the big level. So I want to see it for him, because I think he's never really gotten the credit. He's known as a shit talker, but he came so close when it was him and Silva. He had the fight won the first time, and literally, you're talking like the greatest fighter, one of the greatest fighters, arguably of MMA history, Anderson Silva, in his prime. He took him to, he was gonna win the fight, and then the last minute of the fight, he gets in that triangle, and it's just, you want to talk about something just slipping away. You're winning, you're beating this guy, and then it just slips away from you, right? And I don't know, man. I want to see it for him. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I'm going the totally opposite direction. I think you're going to see the Mitrione Fedor rematch.
Oh, we're done. Click.
Come on, man. You can't hang up. I'll tell you what. If you look back over social media when this first started, I picked Mitrione to win the whole thing.
Did you?
I did.
I did. I think I actually picked. I think I actually picked Bader to win the whole thing, because honestly, I don't think I expected. Oh God, who was the first fight with Chael? Rampage, right? Yeah. I thought maybe Rampage might knock Chael out or something, but once Chael beat him, I don't know. I kind of flip flopped a little bit, but I think it's going to be him or Bader. I prefer Sonnen, but I think it's going to be him or Bader. It's going to win the whole thing. So I don't know, man. My feelings are hurt over here.
Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. But there's other big fights coming up. We can move past the Bellator. You got Jędrzejczyk and Shevchenko.
Yes.
Who do you like? I'll ask you first. Who do you like?
I think the obvious answer, man, I think it's Shevchenko, because as vicious and as aggressive as Joanna, that sounds angry, man.
There's someone at my door. Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need a moment.
Go ahead, man. No, but as aggressive and as Joanna is, I just don't think that aggressiveness is enough.
Yeah.
Shevchenko is stronger. She's bigger. Arguably, you could say her stand-up is probably better than Joanna. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think Shevchenko at the end of the day, I think she's too big for Joanna. I really do.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Joanna's making a mistake because I think she's making a mistake going up the weight class. You know, I get it. She can't beat Rose, so she feels like maybe she can win another title in another weight class, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it happening for Joanna.
I agree.
I don't know, man.
They have a history, but in Muay Thai.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do have a history.
And that Muay Thai game is a tough game.
Well,
you know better than any of us, man.
I've been there and done it. It's
hey, I want to cut in real quick to see, just to show.
Oh, there you go.
Boom, baby.
There you go.
Boom.
They have arrived.
There you go. Well,
there's also
they feel good.
They feel good.
Yeah.
There's also a brand new box down here that I assume is the upgraded laptop for media.
Oh man.
Woo!
It's gonna be a long night.
A long night. I might be joining you because, well, not joining you there, but I might go grab me mine too. So maybe we'll open.
He
up
just
our
got a new one. He's getting another new one.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I needed another one. Well, I'm selling this one though. I'm not keeping this one. But
boys and the toys.
I know it. Well,
I could play Fortnite on mine, so I'm good.
Another big one, Nunes and Cyborg, right? That's a monster of a fight. That's, it's not that far away. We're only a few months out from that. That is a monster of a fight. Who do you guys have in that?
Chris for me. All the way.
Yeah.
Look at Nick.
No, you don't.
I already went over this one too. If there's anybody that's going to beat her, it's going to be Amanda Nunes. And I was actually fortunate enough to be at American Top Team at the end of her last training camp.
Yeah.
It's one thing to watch her on TV. It's another thing to watch her train live. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to get punched by her anywhere on my person. I think the power is the same. I think overall striking goes to Cyborg, but boxing in general goes to Nunes. And I think Nunes has a better ground game. I think you're going to look a late round TKO, the latter round TKO, fourth round TKO, Amanda Nunes.
You've heard it here first.
I don't know.
Am I the only?
Is that an official prediction, Nick?
That's an official prediction, and I'm pretty accurate in advance.
It's a Nick Patella stamp right on that. Boom.
Hey, listen, I might be the only one picking that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I just don't see.
Do you know what I think, Josh, Nick? They've both got strengths and they've both got weaknesses, like any fighter.
Sure.
But when you get fighters like that, the pair of them, and I'm no expert, I'm no panelist, I'm no expert on anything. All I see is two warriors, two lady warriors that are good at striking, good at ground game, good at wrestling, good at this, good at that. You could almost say that they could cancel each other out. Where it's absolutely them where they're both going to go at it and try and they maybe have the same game plan. Maybe they're going to go in and say, right, we're both good strikers, so let's get it done early. And all they'll do is cancel each other out. Or it'll be a Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. It'll be a slugfest for the 5 rounds. So
I'm thinking slugfest. I think they're going to go at it.
You might be onto something there, John. You think maybe it'll be a situation where, like you said, maybe they'll kind of cancel each other out, and maybe the winner won't necessarily be someone who, say, was dominant over one or the other, but maybe it'll just be a matter of maybe who slips up first. Maybe someone just might make a simple mistake because, at that elite of a level, we're talking, we're not talking miles. We're talking inches. inches it takes to get the victory on. We're talking, it's just that much of a slip up that they're both so good they can capitalize on it. So.
And I think that's when you get to that level, Josh. That's what you get. It's like Darren Till, UK. He's from Liverpool, lives a couple hours away from where I currently live in the UK.
Yeah.
Love Darren Till to bits. One of my mates spars with him, and you're seeing that in the Woodley when he had that fight recently. You're seeing he didn't go for it as much as what he should have done. Yeah. That's something he's probably going to go away and work on because he is a beast. He's an absolute animal.
Yeah.
But you can see that. You can see it when two good fighters come into a ring that have got good qualities, good striking, good wrestling.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not the nerves, they're just, should I go for it now or should I wait? And you can see the mind ticking over all the time when they're in the cage.
Yeah.
Should we go for it? Should we not? Should we just, the first round's always touchy-feely, findy outy, what's the next person going to do? But then after that, it should be like, we've got the game plan, we know what we need to do. But when you get two good fighters like that coming into the ring, sometimes you do get it where it's just stalemate, it's checkmate.
Yeah.
And you're either going to, it's flip side, isn't it? You're either going to get a slugfest where there's going to be cuts, blood, and glory, or it's going to be tappy-feely, when's that person going to go for it? And we've seen it a few times. UFC, Bellator, even in boxing, you see it in boxing, don't you? People are scared to come forward and take that opportunity and chance. But listen, I'm no pro, but at the end of the day, that's their livelihoods. They're going in to beat each other up and take a beating. So you don't know how it's going to go. That's from my point of view, anyhow.
Yeah, that fight I think will be a lot of I don't really think there's going to be a good game plan for the Nunes Cyborg. They're just going to show up and they're going to have to adjust as it goes. And it may really come down to who leaves that little bit of opening because they're both at that level. They only need this much.
Well,
that's it.
That's what Josh was saying. It's that little bit there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If it decides to tip over, it could edge it.
Like you were saying, it's interesting because, they're both stand up, but even though they're both still a little bit different, right? Because Cyborg, don't get me wrong, Cyborg can knock you out, but she's more known for just that steady pace, that just steady, I'm going to outgrind you pace, right? Where say Nunes, she's a little more known for the heavier shots, right? Like I said, not that Cyborg can't knock you out. It's just that she's known for that more just steady pace. I'm going to outgrind you. Amanda's more I'm going to pick my shots. I'm going to kind of wait it out and counterpunch you, right? So it's definitely two different stand-up styles, and it's really interesting to me because I think it's going to come down to, can Amanda get that counter in, or is she going to be outworked by Cyborg? Because I think at the end of the day, I think Cyborg is I would dare say she's the better athlete between the two. And I think this goes against, I think this goes against a popular opinion. I think Nunes might actually be stronger than Cyborg. I feel like Nunes has heavier hands than Cyborg does. I really do. Not that, like I said, not to take anything away from Cyborg. I just feel that Nunes has some really heavy hands, and at 145, I don't know. Cyborg might be on the damn, might be on the floor, drooling and stuff. I don't know. I love her to death, but I'm just, it's a possibility. I mean, but either of them, I don't know. It's
put it this way, it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be on your edge of your seat fight. From the minute that bell goes and they're both in the cage, you're going to be glued to the telly. And that's what I love about some of these matches, the matching up of the UFC and the way it's going, some of the athletes. It's just, it's edge of your seat stuff. And
pretty much every fight we just talked about is like that.
Yeah.
They're all like that. It's just
edge of your seat.
It's a good end of year.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Well, like you said, speaking of the edge of your seat, you got Nick Portella, co-founder Combat Insiders, Nick Portella MMA at Twitter. You got the Finish MMA, that's my personal Twitter. We got at Combat Insiders for the Combat Insiders Twitter. Like I said, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, combatinsidersmedia.com. Please check us out. And then, of course, the man right here in the middle now, man of the hour, man with the power, too sweet to be sour.
Hey!
John
Oh,
Owen.
shit. There he is.
John Owen, Braveheart himself.
I know, Braveheart. I couldn't believe I come all the way to Atlantic City and I got cut. I said, some people going, "Are you Scottish?" Scottish?
He took offense to that.
You may take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom.
Yeah.
There it is.
Combat, wow. Jab Apparel, go to jabapparel.com. Check out his whole line. He's got some really great stuff. Great price, great quality. It's going to blow up really big, so get your stuff now before, who knows? Who knows, it might blow up. If you see something you want to get now, get it now. That's all I got to say.
Come and join the Jab family. As soon as you wear any of our stuff, you're part of a big family. That is it. That's our ethos. As soon as you wear it, you're part of the Jab family. End of. There's no just, we're not just a brand. We're normal, average day people that love the fight game. We want to bring quality clothing, and we just want everyone to be smiling as they put our stuff on and repping. And then you're part of the hashtag Jab family.
Couldn't say any better. For Nick Portella, for John Owen, for Joshua Furs, we're out.
Peace.
Take it easy.
Good.